Hey guys, and welcome to the Bridgerland Technical College Plumbing Lab. This lab has a very specific purpose, and that is to prepare you for your state test. The Journeyman State Test requires that you build a practical project, and in this lab you will experiment, learn, you'll make mistakes, you'll improve on those mistakes, and you'll prepare yourself to take that state test. As you come into the lab, you'll be issued a number of things. One of them is this checklist. This checklist tells you everything you need to do to succeed in the lab, so it's kind of important that you read this and do what it says. You will also be issued a project diagram. This has specific dimensions that you will be building your project from. We recommend that you calculate carefully before you start cutting your pipes. Once you've looked over the diagram, you can gather your fittings. You'll need a T, some caps, a number of elbows that you'll need to assemble, and a male adapter. The PVC male adapter you can glue on, but please do not solder the copper adapters. They're a little more expensive, and we try to be conservative that way. You'll need to gather up the glue, primer, pipe. We do have some bins with scrap pipes that are cut from previous projects, longer lengths. These can be used again for shorter lengths on other projects, and we would ask that you take the time and look in those bins. We have PVC and copper, and try to use those up so that we can conserve on pipe in the lab. We do have some longer lengths of pipe in case we need to grab from those on the rack up above the tables. Now it's time to assemble your project. You might feel like you're in a hurry because you want to go home or you can't wait to be done. But as you're assembling your project, it is important to develop patterns of precision. And if you're in a mass hurry, you might not always do so well. Make sure to take the time while you're here to learn and do it right. Use a framing square. Check your measurements. Be precise. Before you glue, before you solder, double check those measurements. Before you present it to your instructor, double check your measurements. Once you are satisfied with your project and your measurements, you can begin to clean up. We have this flammables cabinet where we keep primer, glue, MAP gas, and other things. Please make sure that the lids are on tightly so that we will not lose to evaporation. And notice that there is order in this cabinet. Let's keep it that way. If we put things back where they belong, we'll know exactly where to look for them in the future. Make sure to clean up your workspace. We have brooms and dustpan that you can use to clean up the table and sweep under the table. Also, we have a sink that you can use to wash your hands and to get some paper towels, wipe the table. You can also use this to cool your project as you're working. Now you can present your project and your grading sheet to your instructor. Your instructor will discuss your project with you and put a score on your sheet. At this point, you can cut up your project. Please save any scraps that are 6 inches or longer for use on other projects. The other pieces of your copper project can go in the recycle bins, and the other pieces of your PVC can be thrown away. But once again, let's try and save as many of the longer scraps as possible. Once you have cut up your project, please double check your workspace. Let's not leave any pipe scraps or shavings. Do your best to clean up the glue spills, the flux, solder, both on the table and on the floor. The lab is sometimes a messy place, but let's do our very best to keep it as clean as we can and take responsibility for the workspace that we have been in. When you come to the lab, we recommend that you bring your own tools. You'll need them eventually for your state test anyway. But if you'd like, we do have tools available in the lab that you can use. Please put them away where they belong and make sure not to take any of those with you. When you're all done, you'll have a completed checklist. You'll need to upload that into Canvas for credit, and you will have completed this lab successfully. Good luck as you master your skills in the lab.